From AfterBuzz TV's Chief Operating Officer Phil Svitek comes a weekly digital series that shares his insights, concepts, and findings from years of learning and mentorship. Welcome to Phil Svitek Podcast.
Hello to you. Thanks for joining me on today's lesson. We're going to kick ass. That's right, my name is Phil Svitek, and since inception, I've worked at AfterBuzz TV as its Chief Operating Officer, helping grow the network into a leader in TV discussion, all the while nurturing hundreds of aspiring artists into successful hosts, actors, and other creatives. I highlight that to you because in the past few weeks, I've been thinking a lot about this show. Not that I wasn't already, but I started thinking about it in different ways. I asked myself questions like, who am I trying to reach with these lessons? Sure, there's takeaways for everyone, but as it stood, I was casting them out too large rather than being specific and really delivering the best information to the specific targeted audience. Part of me even felt inauthentic because I highlighted lessons I learned, but I haven't shared with you how they've actually helped me. At least not fully. All the lessons I've taught so far have in fact helped me to become a better content creator. How can that be? They're not lessons geared towards creatives. They are more about ideology and perspectives. Well, turns out I needed to adjust my perspective. See, as creative people, we need to master the proper skills to realize our creative passions and dreams, whether that be through acting, writing, painting, podcasting, hosting, editing, and so on. But what we also need to develop apart from the right techniques is a mental fortitude. You see, I believe only through mastering mental fortitude can we achieve our creative endeavors. As humans, we all face moments of fear, doubt, and disbelief.
You have to let it all go, Neo. Fear, doubt, and disbelief. Free your mind.
But especially as artists, our purpose is to explore the human condition and express some meaningful truth about it to our audiences. And so if we don't have the right will and resolve, it'll be extremely hard to accomplish this in your art. You see, I started this entire series on the premise that these teachings have helped me, and so I hope that they might help someone else in turn. Well, it turns out the cliche, you only truly understand a lesson if you can teach it, is true, because by having to sit down and draft these lessons, I strengthened myself and realized what I wanted to do with this series. It was always right there in front of me. I just didn't see it, even though I've been doing it for years at AfterBuzz TV and even before that. I love helping young artists go after their aspirations. I love the joy it brings them when they succeed. And I've been blessed enough to witness this firsthand hundreds of times at the highest of levels. And so that now has become my mission for this series, to fortify your spirit as you venture off on your creative journey, whatever that may be. And that journey begins today with me letting you know that this journey you embark on is a constant balancing act. What do I mean by this? Remember the term homeostasis from science class? Homeostasis is any self-regulating process by which biological systems tend to maintain stability while adjusting to conditions that are optimal for survival. If homeostasis is successful, life continues. If unsuccessful, disaster, death ensues. The stability attained is actually a dynamic equilibrium in which continuous change occurs, yet relatively uniform conditions prevail. Okay, that's the definition. Now really think about what that actually means, because by that description, homeostasis is actually a perfect metaphor for the creative process you must undertake. One, it's self-regulating. In the creative process, you are in control. You must be the one to do the work day after day to make sure there's progression. For example, I could come up with a million excuses known to man why my novel, one that I've been working on for over a year, isn't yet finished. I could blame everyone and everything around me, but the truth is, it's not finished because I haven't finished it. In order to move forward with it, it is I who must put in the time and edge it closer to that proverbial finish line. The same applies to you. Secondly, homeostasis says you must maintain stability. You must be in control of your art, not the other way around. Steven Pressfield, author of books such as The War of Art and Do the Work, believes that a muse will only appear in your life if it sees you putting in constant efforts towards your craft. This is what the act of maintaining stability means to me. Consistently forcing yourself, and yes, at times it can quite literally mean forcing yourself to do the work. To put in the time lest it go away because you couldn't maintain it. A skill gets rusty or disappears altogether if not practiced. As a reminder, practice doesn't make perfect, it makes permanent. And so if you adopt lazy habits, they will become a part of you permanently. For more information on this, watch, or rewatch rather, the episode called Practice Doesn't Make Perfect. But the other half of maintaining stability is aimed at mental stability. Any dream in life will be challenging. There will be hurdles to overcome that will test the limits of your mental toughness. Each passing day, you must deliberately seek to maintain mental stability, because it's one thing to lose a skill. A skill, you see, can be relearned. But to lose mental stability can have life or death importance, as we're seeing with the number of increased suicides throughout our country, and especially in the creative fields, through people such as Robin Williams or Anthony Bourdain. Don't think for a second that I'm being overly dramatic. Homeostasis seeks to maintain stability while adjusting to conditions that are optimal for survival. If homeostasis is successful, life continues. If unsuccessful, disaster or death ensues. Let's just swap out the word homeostasis with the word artist, which I'll use to encompass anyone with a creative vision that they want to fulfill. So now it would read, artists seek to maintain stability while adjusting to conditions that are optimal for survival. If artists are successful, life continues. If unsuccessful, disaster or death ensues. Reads truthful to me, and that is the struggle of the artist, the constant balancing act. In real terms, this balancing act is fought daily in activities such as financial stability, health, being able to go from really fun and creatively fulfilling high moments to super slow, mundane, and quiet moments, or the ever-present voice inside your own head that says you're not good enough, so why bother? These are your true daily battles. And the bad news is there's lots of others I didn't mention, but you're already probably too familiar with those, so no need for me to recite the horrors of your life. If it helps, understand each of these is also my daily battle, and not just yours. They have a universality to themselves, but daily battles they are, and fight you must. That's what makes them crippling at times. People can help you, but you are the one that must face these demons head on, daily. You see, that's been my Achilles heel for as recently as just last week. I thought that if I overcame certain obstacles, that I was done with them forever, that I'd never have to face that hurdle again. To me, it was as if I was playing a video game and reached a certain level or status, and thanks to the programming of the game, it wasn't possible to go backwards. I laugh at myself now in thinking that life is not a video game with save points or levels. Every day brings the same, if not greater struggle. Every day you have to vanquish the same demons and then some in order to be at the same place you were at yesterday. And if you want to get further ahead, it's going to take even more effort, because the closer you get to your goal, or success if you want to view it that way, the more resistance you will face. Resistance becomes stronger the closer you get to the end. Does this sound grim? It doesn't have to be. Your body naturally keeps itself in homeostasis. It doesn't think, it just does. Your mind is the one that thinks. And so if you look at it from that perspective, you too can plug away at your passions and not sweat it. Just do. Where your thinking should be applied towards is your creative aspects, not the worries or self-doubts. Leave those behind.
Hakuna Matata, ain't no passing craze.
It means no worries for the rest of your days.
Yeah, sing it, kid. It's our problem-free philosophy. Hakuna Matata.
Your body never stops working, and you shouldn't either when pursuing your dreams. If you've seen my other lessons, then you'll remember no hurry, no pause. If you're new to the series, then I suggest you check that out. But in a nutshell, it's about a persistent speed forward. Maintain stability. Don't go too fast, but then again, don't slow down either. When you start to look at homeostasis as a metaphor for the creative process, you'll begin to realize the importance of mental fortitude in achieving your creative endeavors. And that is what I want for you. That is what I've helped hundreds of aspiring hosts to do within AfterBuzz TV. Many of them, like you, had a certain talent. But that talent can't be showcased if you're stuck mentally in fear. Breaking these fears down is what will allow you to step into the creative space and call yourself an artist, which, as I said before, is a term I use to encompass those of us with a vision to create. It's what I look forward to teaching you in the future. The journey's just beginning, so get ready. Lots of exciting stuff coming your way. To further drive home this lesson on homeostasis as a metaphor for the creative process, here's a few quotes that I think you'll enjoy.
The creative process is not controlled by a switch you can simply turn on or off. It's with you all the time. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Just as your car runs more smoothly and requires less energy to go faster and farther when the wheels are in perfect alignment, you perform better when your thoughts, feelings, emotions, goals, and values are in balance. The journey is never ending. There's always going to be growth, improvement, adversity. You just got to take it all in and do what's right. Continue to grow, continue to live in the moment. If you're meant to cure cancer or write a symphony or crack cold fusion and you don't do it, you not only hurt yourself, even destroy yourself, you hurt your children, you hurt me, you hurt the planet. You shave the angels who watch over you, and you spite the Almighty who created you and only you with your unique gifts for the sole purpose of nudging the human race 1 millimeter farther along its path back to God. Creative work is not a selfish act or a bid for attention on the part of the actor. It's a gift to the world and every being in it. Don't cheat us of your contribution. Give us what you've got. Before you click away to another lesson from Phil, here's a few more things. First, for your benefit, the transcript of this episode is available on Phil's website. A link is provided so you can always review it. If you've enjoyed this lesson, please be sure to hit that like button and tell your friends and family about us. Leave a comment with your thoughts and opinions and what lessons you would like to see Phil tackle next. The more specific you are with your questions, the better he can answer them. Also, you can support this show on patreon.com/PhilSvitek if it doesn't burden you financially in any way. Every contribution is truly appreciated, and it helps defray the cost of putting on this show, which you can imagine takes a lot of effort. To be notified when future episodes release, subscribe on either Apple Podcasts or on YouTube or on Google Podcasts, Spotify, and a host of other amazing platforms. All you have to do is click the link to the specific platform that's most convenient to you. Lastly, if you're a new host or a college student seeking an internship in the LA area and would like to join AfterBuzz TV, visit AfterBuzz TV's contact page. A direct link is provided. Or, of course, you can tweet at PhilSvitek or Instagram me at BonjourJuliette. Thank you so much for watching. I am Julie Bear, a producer on the show, and we will see you next week with another one of Phil's life lessons. In the meantime, get to work on your creative projects. Happy trails!